Hi, I'm Emily, and as you can see, this is going to be a super high quality video. I'm normally on camera with my girlfriend Brittany. We are on Tumblr from Worlds Away. So this is just going to be my coming out video solo, and I'm probably just going to briefly go over what happened with me, maybe give some advice. Obviously, I'm no professional, so take it lightheartedly, but maybe it can help some of you come out to your parents or your friends or your religious leader or whatever it may be. I just thought it was fitting for me to record this video today because I actually came out to one of the last people I'm going to come out to, hopefully, before I move. She's my church small group leader. So, like, me and my friends met with her since about 8th grade, so it's been 7 or so years she's known me. And she's known that I was dating Brittany for the last 6 months, but I was too scared to tell her to her face. So we just went to lunch today, and I told her, and she just told me that she loves me and she's always going to support me. And it's just great to hear things like that. I know in high school it was just really hard for me because growing up in Texas, there's like ideas and there's ways you're supposed to be living. You're supposed to follow those guidelines or else you don't fall in the lines of what is considered normal. And so that freaked me out a lot. I was scared to tell my friends, I was scared to tell my family, and I finally did it, I guess. I finally said, okay, this is me, either take it or leave it. Around 10th grade, I started to kind of accept it, and I was like, okay, this is how I am, it's okay. And I started talking to a girl. We dated for a while. I had a hidden relationship for about 6 months. I didn't tell my mom until after she broke up with me because it's hard to deal with a breakup when nobody even knows that it's happening. Like, you're all by yourself, you have nobody to talk to. And so I had my one internet friend who knew, and then I finally came out to my mom. I actually texted her one night. Sorry, Mom. I sent her a long text message, like, explaining, like, I'm attracted to girls, and I was, like, freaking out. And the next morning, she just came in, held me, and hugged me while I cried. And she's been very accepting ever since. She loves Brittany, and it's just, she's really supportive, and it's really great. I know someone asked me on Tumblr, what made you initially question whether you were gay? I don't know, I was just kind of more attracted to girls. Like, even when I was younger, I didn't know that's what it was, but I was drawn more towards girls. And then in high school, I would try to date guys, and I, like, no connection there whatsoever. It was hard for me to talk to them, and I just didn't feel comfortable. Then when I was with girls, it was like, oh, so that's what it's supposed to feel like. When I first started figuring out that I was attracted to girls, I was absolutely terrified. I actually, in 8th grade, I went through this big depression stage because I didn't know what to do with myself. My parents didn't know what was wrong with me, and I was too scared to tell them, like, hey, I think I may be attracted to girls because I live in Texas. I didn't know how they would react. In 11th grade, I had my first girlfriend, and that's when I started coming out. It's just very confusing at that age, but yeah, I definitely knew from a young age. It was just, it took me a while to be like, okay, that's what it actually is. Someone else from Tumblr asked, how did you come out to your family? I did it very slowly. I kind of did one by one and let it spiral out. I told my mom first the summer before senior year, and I texted her. I didn't tell my dad until about a year later, but he already knew because he read the text on my mom's phone and they didn't tell me. Haha. He wanted me to tell him to his face, so they just never said anything to me. I told my brother not even a year ago, actually, and he didn't really react at first. It kind of made me nervous. He didn't really say anything. My mom kind of just told him while I was sitting next to her, and he just kind of walked out and then walked back in and was like, okay. He's been very supportive. He's been fine. Yeah, my brother was one of the people I was kind of scared to tell initially because he was so young. It's like 15, and it's kind of hard to wrap your head around the fact that your sister's gay, and he's in high school, so I really didn't know how that was going to affect his life. But luckily, he reacted really well. Anon on Tumblr asked, at what age were you able to say very confidently that you were gay? How did your friends react? Have you had any issues with someone in public, and do you do PDA? People are like, oh, you live in Texas, like, you're gonna get so many bad reactions, like, do they accept you there, like, how does everybody react? And I honestly can say I have not had a negative reaction yet, and most of my friends are Christians, most of my friends are super religious, but their reactions have been, we love you, we accept you, just as, like, God would want them to, you know? Like, we may have different beliefs, but that doesn't mean we can't still be friends. I was able to say confidently probably towards the end of high school because that's when I started coming out to people, and I was more comfortable with myself and I was dating, so I kind of knew more so then. How did my friends react? Like I said, they all reacted pretty well. I think the major thing was shock because they weren't really expecting it, but they were all really kind about it, so that was good. If you had any issues with someone in public, it's kind of funny doing it in Texas, like holding hands with people just to see what reactions you'll get. Mostly I've just had people stare, or like kids will like point at you or like whisper to their mom, but I've never had someone come up to me and say anything. Do you do PDA? I didn't really used to, but with Brittany it's kind of different. And in Canada it's kind of different. Like, I like holding your hand and kissing your cheek and stuff like that. I'm not like overly in your face, I'm gay, but I do like to show affection every now and then because she's my girlfriend and I love her. One more question from Tumblr. I recently got one that was asking about going to college and if you should let being gay factor into your decision and whatnot, and like, it's a very stressful situation. You're scared to move because you don't know how people are going to be, and I would say definitely look into that, see how open your school is, because I think if you're able to express yourself more when you're in that college experience and in that environment, it's going to be more comfortable for you and you're going to get more out of it. I went to a school in Texas last year and I feared for my life to tell anybody, probably just because I was being dramatic and I don't know how people are going to react, but I'm moving to Canada and I'm like, I'm going to tell people right off the bat. Like, I've already told my roommate, I'm letting it out there. I'm putting it out there, and if they don't like me, they don't have to like me. But I think it definitely helps being in an area that's more known to be open to that idea, because you get to explore your options more, you get to be yourself, and I think you'll get a lot more out of the college experience than you would if you were in a tight little bubble, like scared to like come out of your comfort zone. So I would definitely look into that. There's tons of things online to look through. I did that when I was doing college research. So I would definitely recommend that, and I wish you the best with all that research because it's very, very stressful without the gay factor even in it. Alright, that's all for the video. Like and subscribe below. I will put my Instagram and Brittany's Instagram and Twitter in the box below as well. Brittany's coming out video will be next, I'm assuming. If you have any specific questions you would like to ask her, you can also put that in the comments below, or any other questions you have for me, I can type and answer them for you. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it helps you in some way, somehow. I know I am not the best person to give advice, but I figure sharing my story a little bit could help somebody. You never know. So, love y'all.